So hey, what is up guys, my name is Dimostant and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to make the Minecraft render effects version 2.64. So as you can see, I have this keel render right here, which is really cool, one of my best, and we are going to edit it in GImp. So you will need some custom plugins from the scriptful. There will be a link for the download in the description, so let's go ahead. I'm sorry for that. So you can see we have this render and we want to make it more cool because it's actually bad like this. I mean, it's cool, but it really needs some fixing. So you have to duplicate it 3 times, right, and hide the last ones. And now let's go to the upper one, go to color, brightness slash contrast, and then decrease the brightness and increase the contrast by an amount that you can still see some details. Then change the mode to overlay and the opacity to 50. So as you can see, it kinda changes the CC and makes it more realistic. So we have this one. Now you have to activate this one too. Don't worry, it's not going to lose everything, you just have to fix that. So what you have to do now is to go to filters, edge detect, and edge. So as you can, if you move around and you go to the render, you see that it finds out the edge of the render. So just scale this down to 1 for no noise to be seen, and change to gradient or pre-width compass, or however this is spelled. I'm sorry. So hit OK, and well, what? Oh, sorry, I had the wrong layer, so let me go ahead and repeat this filter to the upper one. So yeah, now this layer, as you can see, it's cool, but it's not what we really want, so you have to change the layer to dots. So as you can see, it has its lines. And now take your rubber increase the size of it, and then scale the opacity down to 50. So it's not going to delete everything, and just make one move between all of the render so you can erase the edge. So if you can see now, yeah, it's pretty different and it has a difference and it's more cool. And if you think it's too much, you can still lower the opacity. Like, let's say here, it should be good here, yeah, it should be good like this, so you can see the difference. And now to the last one, go to scriptful, which is the extra plugin registry. You can just download the file and then put it on the folder. I think I'm going to make a tutorial sometime, but for now you just have to find out your own, and then hit Chrome emote. So now the settings for chroming, change this to white and this to 2. So now be sure to have checked enable emboss and hit OK. So as you can see, it should make this cool effect. And just delete the upper layer because you don't really need it. So yeah, we have this. It's actually what you people like doing in Photoshop, which is called like paper wrap, or I think so. So just change to soft light and not overlay, and lower the opacity much, very much, until you can hardly see it. So I guess like this, it's cool, and it gives a sort of detail. I know, as you can see, it gives a FFS, a sort of detail to our render. Excuse me, but my mouse is stopping completely. That's bad. So yeah, and that's basically with a layer effect. Also, you can now go to file and open as layers and append a texture. There will be a link in the description for that. So I have it in my backgrounds, and that's that iron texture. So just move it around. Make sure to hit add alpha channel, then duplicate it and move it so you can cover the whole render. So like this, I guess. yeah. And until you are done with that, then you will have to merge all these layers down so they can be one, and then we can do a nice selection. So yeah, just merge down all of the textures until you have one like this. So now just change this to soft light, and if you don't want it to be seen to the back of the render, then do an alpha selection, select invert, take this one and delete, so you can delete the texture. And if you take a look at that, it's just covering only the render. So yeah, back to soft light, select none for zero selection, and now it's time for some eye effect. Okay, of course you have to lower the opacity. It's a cool effect, but it doesn't have to seem matte. It just makes it more retro. But if it's matte, it's enough, I guess. So now you have to turn down all of these things and just outline the eyes. Yeah. In this part, I think it would be safe to hide those things and choose all of the overlays and hit merge visible layers. This is going to merge all of the layers that you have visible, and just click this button to the free selection tool that allows you to do multiple selections, and then go for a double selection. Well, you can enable this so you can see better, and yeah. So now you have a double selection of the eyes. But before we do that, this is the overlays, this is the changing thing that we have done to the render so far. So hit delete. This is going to delete some things that we don't really like the edges and the eye changing. So yeah, and now it's time for us to add the effects. Don't remove the selection yet, go to filters, basically go select invert filters, so you can select everything than what the eyes are unselected and everything else is selected. So this is going to work for our drop shadow. So there is a little thing like a bag to the drop shadow, guys. If you see, it has increased our layer, our basic image. So this is why I suggested for you guys to do the render effects to to do the render effects to a render workspace, because it's going to break down if you do it to your banner. So as you can see, it's adding something like a shadow that is giving some depth to the eyes. So just lower the opacity until it's good enough, like this, let's say. And now you can turn off the selection. So we're also adding some lights. Just make a really smaller size, like 12. Yeah, that's enough. And be sure to have white. So now just make 2 circles or 3 depending on what are your eyes, and then you can also do this to the opposite. And also then, let me hit this once more, you can do value, or basically color, not saturation, color. So as you can see, well, it should work, but it doesn't work with gray for some reason. I think I did that, wait, yeah, it won't work with gray, but if you have any other color, value should work. So now what you do, you have chosen this layer and then hit filters, blur, gaseous blur, and make sure that you have a 5. So hit OK. So yeah, this is going to blur it, but it's too matte, I guess. Oh no, it's okay, it's cool. So right like this, and now it's safe for you guys to merge all of the visible layers, all of the render effect. And now we're going for a double addition and then the inner glow, last but not least. So what do you guys have to do here? This is the shades and this is the additions. So take a black pencil and increase the size to a good number depending on what your render resolution. So let's say this would be good, and then outline where you think there should be some shades. So yeah, try to be extremely careful with this thing. because it won't work if you mess up. So like, let's say here I want the shades not to be on the hand, so I'm just outlining this, and yeah, just delete that. So select none, and now we're going down of the head, so any shades that are going wrong are going to be erased. Or basically just to select and invert so you won't mess up like this. And yeah, just make this good with the shades, some of this here too. It's actually a black render, so well, you will have to decrease the opacity too much, so shades to overlay. And as you can see, it gives some extra shade. You can see the difference, I guess, but well, you should lower the opacity because it's going to be too bad. And right, that's it for now. And now we're going straight to the additions. Basically, you have to do all for the selection, select, invert, and delete, so there will be nothing messed up. And then what you guys have to do, at least I like to do this thing, is that I can, let's say, put some additions. Basically, these are some black additions, so I'm going to take a gray color like this one, and then just where you think there should be an addition, just start painting it off, like this thing and this thing. They should get an addition. Also this one, maybe the foot, and this thing, and then I guess there would be some additions, and then change to addition. As you can see, it gives some sorts of light, and it's cool. It's really cool. So what we have to do here is to well, just do again an alpha selection, select, invert, and then delete. So select none, there will be nothing messed up again. And now for the last and favorite effect of mine, at least, is the inner glow. So you will have to mess up with this inner glow, guys, so please be careful, because it's not going to be that difficult. You're going again to the scriptful plugins and hit layer effect. Those two are some different effects, so you have to download them differently. So hit inner glow, and depending on your resolution, I'm going to give it 11 here, and change this to white, and hit OK. So yeah, that's a big inner glow. Maybe, well, I'm going to make a smaller inner glow, like let's say 7. I underestimated the resolution. Yeah, this is fine. So if you were in Photoshop right now, you could just do let's say colored it, and this would give you some time. But in GImp, because there isn't such thing, and even if you try with color, saturation, or value, in the end you're not going to mess up with something cool, and especially with black renders. So what I like to do is to hit overlay, and then because it's not enough, as you can see, it gives some good overlay, so just duplicate it, and if that's not enough, duplicate it again. So that's cool. And then change the last one to value, depending on how dark your render is, or basically color. So yeah, now that's better. So because if you merge those, they're going to break up. Just merge them one by one, so this will be better. And now this is actually the inner glow. I can show you the preview, but I can show you, well, whatever. This is a cool inner glow. As you can see, that's the white thing coming inside, and this was really wrong what I just said. So yeah, that's basically the render effect. Sorry, and that's our messy background. So I'm just going to scale it up a little bit. So yeah, and of course the last but not least, add a new layer, then alpha selection, and then be sure to have a black and white thing. Switch those two. Make sure that you have the foreground to background or background to foreground, depending on how you have those colors. I use foreground to background and have the white and black first. So then just do this thing, and not here to the upper layer, of course, depending on where the light is. And this is a fail one, so the light source is from here, so you just have to do that and switch to overlay. And if you think the CC is over messed, just lower the opacity again. But I think that's fine, even if it takes out some gray tones, this is fine. So yeah, like this, and then merge this down and you're totally fine. So thanks again guys for 150 subscribers. I really appreciate all of the help you guys have shown me, and yeah, I wish I really do help you with my tutorials, because it's the least I can do. And if you like this video, please don't forget to do a like or a subscribe to see more tutorials. Also, I'm going to show you how to do sparks and things, but I guess that's for another tutorial. So thanks for watching and bye.